you're looking for a modern movie, then yeah, this isn't for you. But if you're just looking for a good comedy that you're going to enjoy on a Friday night, which none of those are being made anymore. So guess what, Mason? You got to go back to the 90s or the 2000s to find those. I see a little silhouette of a man.
What is this? Chicago.
In the basement of this house. Broadcast history is about to be made.
Oh my god.
I want you to find out who these guys are and where they do their shows. What is this? Mr. Vanderhoff, this is your audience.
It's two chimps on a damn important basement.
Oh yeah, what's the contract for $5,000?
Excuse me?
Now,
Excuse me?
on their way.
No way.
Way to fame.
Will you still love me when I'm in my carbohydrate sequin jumpsuit? Young girls in white cotton panties, bloated, dead on a toilet face?
Contractor knows. I will not bow to any sponsor. Every time you see this one incredible woman, you think you're gonna hurl.
I say hurl. If you blow chunks and she comes back, she's yours. If you spew and she bolts, it was never meant to be.
Wait, this is definitely the type of place I'm gonna get when I move out of my parents' house.
I love you, Dad.
If she were a president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln.
So stupid.
It's so stupid.
It just might be the greatest movie ever made.
Are you mental?
Oh man.
How 90s was that?
All right, so yeah, we just finished doing a trailer reaction for a movie that it's newer, but you know, it's just aged extremely well. This movie is like a time capsule of the 90s, and I absolutely love it. So now you, Mason, get to try and guess the plot of Wayne's World based on this trailer, which is hereby impossible.
I think, you know, at the beginning, they were like, you know, doing that thing with the show, with all their weird 90s equipment, and some TV broadcasts, you know, picked it up, and then they get, you know, they want these guys on their, like, TV broadcast. So then they kind of get sucked up in the fame, and I guess it's like, you know, they're like going through the city, getting famous, going through like the, you know, status quo being famous, getting money, sponsorships, women, all that. And then I think, you know, usually how these movies work is at one point somebody won't want the fame anymore, somebody's stuck up in the fame, and it'll kind of clash. So that's my guess of how this movie will go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, you're actually pretty close. Once again, you're getting better at this. You're definitely getting better at this. That is what happens in terms of they have a local show and then a big corporate network realizes, oh, kids are watching this show. So specifically this one program or this one network, they're sponsored by an arcade company. So that's why they're trying to appeal to kids and everything. So they're like, oh, well, sponsor, bring this, make it corporate, sponsor it, do all that. So, and it's basically the movie's about what happens to Wayne and Garth. Those are the two guys in Wayne's World as they progress through that. And it's a little bit different than what you mentioned, but I'm not going to go into too much detail because I would A, like you to watch this movie, and B, not spoil it for anyone else out there that hasn't seen it. But yeah, you pretty much nailed it. It's just a really fun comedy. It actually was based on an SNL skit. Wayne's World was a Saturday Night Live skit that they turned into a movie. And there are a lot of movies that were generated based on that in the 90s. Just SNL stars getting their own films. And this is what really made Mike Myers like the man. Like, I'm sure you've heard of Austin Powers. That came out after this. That was like, he got his own vehicle, did his whole thing. So yeah, and Dana Carvey who plays Garth is, I think he's a totally underappreciated comedic performer. So I would highly suggest anyone to see this movie. It is super 90s. It is super 90s. You could be into it, you could not be into it.
I'm not. That's probably not why I'm gonna watch it. Honestly, it seems like it's a movie that, you know, came out in the 90s and seems to be stuck in the 90s. It doesn't seem to hold up, and I don't even know if I'm gonna like the humor as much as I like other movies.
Coming from somebody who's watched a 60-second trailer and...
No, I'm serious. Like, I don't know. I'd rather watch other movies.
Oh yeah, I can understand your perspective there. But I would say, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a modern movie, then yeah, this isn't for you. But if you're just looking for a good comedy that you're going to enjoy on a Friday night, which none of those are being made anymore. So guess what, Mason? You got to go back to the 90s or the 2000s to find those. So... I bet you would be pleasantly surprised by this movie. It is particularly off the wall and random and weird. It is not, I think, the straight edge like comedy that you might perceive it to be. It's definitely, I mean, it's PG-13. It's not R-rated. It's nothing too crazy, but it was a super quotable movie. People were quoting Wayne's World all through the 90s and the 2000s. So for me, it's timeless, but that's coming from someone born in 91. So I can understand that perspective. But try and not be like Mason, just be like, nah. Give it a shot, man. Thanks for checking out this video, fellow backtrackers.
Like, subscribe, ring the bell, doing that.
Yeah, if you got a video or a movie you want us to cover, like, just let us know in the comments.
Follow Instagram, Facebook, and all of our socials.
Or don't. I don't really give a shit.